Medieval Life by Aaliyah, Victoria, Justin, Scott, and DJ. Feudalism. Feudalism developed because of weak central government in Western Europe. Feudalism stresses alliances. It is a system based off of giving land to nobles in exchange for loyalty in military service. The picture is of a man giving land to a noble so he can get loyalty. Wars and fighting. Muslim armies fought on horseback in AD 700. Charles Martel used this technique for his armies. This picture is of an army man fighting for his country. Fief. To support the cavalry, Martel gives fiefs to vassals. Fief is an estate with peasants. The Frankish king enlarged the system by giving fiefs to local officials. Nobles raise army, dispense justice, and make coins. A vassal is a noble who serves the next higher rank. The picture is of a hierarchy in medieval time. Obligations. Homage is a solemn ceremony that makes ties between a lord and a vassal. A vassal performs duties in return for the fiefs given to them. Their most important duty was to provide knights. This picture is of a knight provided in turn for a fief. Vassal. Agreed to serve in the lord's court, provide food and loading when the lord came. They also had to continue funds when the lord's son became a knight or got married. They also had to pay ransom in the event that the lord got captured. This slide is of a vassal serving the lord dinner because he came to the manor. Castles. A noble built castles to shield them from warfare. Castles had to keep with contained rooms in a hall and a dungeon. A bailey surrounded the keep and held various buildings, including barricades, storerooms, workshops, and a chapel. Castles go from wooden to stone. This slide is of a jail cell in the dungeon part of a castle. Noblemen. Lords, ladies, and knights made up nobility. Castles were built for security. A lord is a nobleman, the lord that has total authority. He collected rents and settled disputes between vassals. This slide is a castle built for the nobleman. Noblewoman. Lady is a noblewoman. Noblewomen could wed at the age of 12. Duties were raising children and taking care of the house. They learned to make medicine from herbs and plants. Some shared supervision of the estate while the lord was away. Some took over husband's duties while he was at war. This picture is of a rich noblewoman. Entertainment. Tournaments and mock battles and show of military power. They like to hunt, the art of falconry, and archery. They have dinner featuring several dishes of game, fish, might follow. This is a picture of a mock battle. Becoming a knight. A nobleman's son began training for knighthood at the age of 7. Beginning as a page or assistant in the house of the lord, he learned manners and how to use weapons. Chivalry is the code that called for knights to be brave in battle, fight fairly, keep promises, defend the church, and treat women of noble birth in courteous manner. This is a picture of a sword and a shield from the knight's armor set. Manorial system. Peasants were people who lived and worked on the lord's land. They worked for large landowners because they couldn't afford protection. Manorialism is the system of agriculture. This is a picture of a peasant farming his lord's land. Work on the manor. In return for the lord's protection, peasants provided various services for the lord. Chiefs among obligations were to farm the lord's land and made payments for goods. Some jobs were blacksmiths, farmers, carpenters, artists, shoemaking, and brewers. Serfs were people who bounded to the manor and could not leave without permission. This is a picture of a blacksmith working. Increased production. The manorial system normally produced only enough food to support the peasants in the lord's household. The first improvement was the development of a new, heavier plow. Instead of dividing the land into 2 fields, they started with the 3-field system. This is the 3-field system in the picture. Peasant life. Most peasants did not live past the age of 40. Peasants' houses were terrible. They relaxed on Saturdays. They eat porridge with bread and vegetables from the garden. Society is broken